Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawaski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Frato's Culinary Kitchen, and I Love Fries. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawaski. And Jay, this has been a big week for us, like literally in terms of, just us. Big in terms of, you with the first week, the new gig.
Yeah.
All those West Coast games, I'm sure was great for you. Loving that.
Nothing like walking around the West Side at 2 a.m.
Hey, what could go wrong? And March Fatness has gone from 64 to the sweaty 16.
Yeah, it has been a very wild week, and I have to apologize to you and to our listeners for being a really crappy podcast co-host this week, because I've just been adjusting to this new schedule, and it's very strange. Like, there were, like you said, 2 West Coast games where I'm there till 2 a.m. and then off days in the middle of the week, and I'm just kind of like, where am I at? I got to get control of this thing. But it's been really awesome. Thanks to everybody who's checked me out over at CHGO Blackhawks. It's been a lot of fun. It's very strange to be talent. It is a different lifestyle, that is for sure.
Mm-hmm. What's it like on the Ivory Tower?
Oh, come on. At least I don't have to wear the suit anymore.
Right, exactly.
I brought in my dry cleaning for my last couple of weeks at WBBM, and she's like, when do you need these back? I'm like, honestly, never.
Never, no.
I'll never need these again, thanks.
Yeah. So the question, what was it like having to turn in all the suits and get your thumbs cut off to be talent?
Oh, I know. It's
that's very inside.
Yeah,
but
it's been cool. It's been a lot of fun, and it's very strange that my career now is doing a Blackhawks podcast.
Yeah,
like that is I was doing it anyway, and now it is my only job.
I know I've said it before, and for as much as we bust balls on here.
What?
I could not be. I almost like phrased it different. That would have been really bad. But no, I legitimately could not be happier for you to just like kind of have that peace of mind now.
Yeah, it's it was a big leap, because jumping onto a startup is a scary thing. Mm-hmm. But honestly, you and I have talked about this. You've known about this for a long time. Yeah. And I've talked to you about this off the air, where all of my insecurities were quelled when I saw the operation for the first time. Mm-hmm. And then I saw Adam Hogue come over. Yeah. And Matt and Big Dave and Luke Stuckmeyer and Will Gottlieb and all these great personalities. Like, this thing kind of like it can't fail. It's really well run. It's really well produced. Yeah. They know what the hell they're doing. So all the insecurity I had about jumping over has been squashed, because it's just awesome. So I hope people check it out. CHGO Sports, whichever sports team you're into in Chicago, they've got a dedicated 5 times a week podcast.
Now, when there's a generic one, if there's ever like a generic one where you kind of like pull someone from each thing, are those called How About That Local Sports Team? Because they should be.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about that whole deal?
That'd be great. By the way, I want to give one quick shout out, because you mentioned his name, to the person that I think is known on like Bulls Twitter, but like maybe mainstream other people don't realize how good he is at his gig, and that's Will Gottlieb.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's really, really good. Like, he's a guy that, like, when I was doing my basketball podcast, forever ago, it feels like now, he was one of the people I wanted to have on, because he's just like,
he's great.
He's the goods, man.
It's really funny to see him interact with Matt and Dave.
Yes, very different approaches.
I said we should charge people to watch Matt and Dave watch a Bulls game. There should just be a fly on the wall camera. I was in there like, mother! There's like hats flying across the studio. I'm like, Jesus, your team's good.
Right.
How do you think I feel?
They were.
Well, they were, yeah.
They're passable now.
And I know, Rick, you're not one to gloat, but you were the first guy saying this is not a championship team all year. Anyway, back to fatness.
Yes, there's lots of it to be had.
Make sure you're following us on all of our social medias at I'm Fat Pod. That includes Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. We've got our TeePublic shop. I think there was a sale last week. I'm getting yelled at
Probably.
by the TeePublic people for not doing a good enough job promoting. I'm really sorry. I'm going to get back in the rhythm this week, honestly. Just last week was a total whirlwind. So, hey, they happen all the time. So you're not going to miss one. I've got some new I'm Fat podcast swag I want to show you. I got a bunch of stuff from TeePublic, so I'll show it off during the next show. All right, we got a lot to get to today.
Can I do a quick PSA off the top? That
Yes.
For those watching on the YouTubes, which you should, youtube.com/ was it I'm Fat Podcast
Cast, yes.
full? Okay.
Yep.
I you know how smart I am. Ran out of the old water. So I have, because I wanted to give them a spin, these Polar Seltzer Water dealies, and this one's raspberry lime. I think as far as seltzer waters go, probably pretty good. However, I don't know what I'm expecting because it's seltzer water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, taste feels watered down.
Someone described seltzer water as if you were to chew on, what is it, raspberry lime?
Yeah.
A mouthful of raspberry lime and then burp into the seltzer. That's what seltzer water tastes like.
It's kinda
Or
true.
you take a sip and someone goes, raspberry lime, from the other room, and that's how you get the taste.
Yeah, it's like, it's not bad.
No,
but it's like,
it's
am
just
I
subtle.
really making that choice
Yeah.
very often?
It's subtle.
I don't know.
It's a
Well,
subtle
I'll have
thing.
I will keep everybody abreast of that.
Ooh, I do. Keep me a boob, if you will. All right, let's recap March Fatness here. And what's the best way to do this? You're a basketball man.
Probably to go, like, I think work through each region first.
Okay.
So, like, how the voting's gone. And one thing I meant to do, but, like, through the craziness of the day/weekend
Yes.
and, you know, me never thinking ahead, I wanted to, like, print everything out and have the bracket with all the percentages and all that stuff to see who's really been dominating this entire thing. But I think we can make it work.
I don't have percentages, but I do have the victors.
I'll work on the percent. I think I've got some percentages we can roll with here.
All right, I'm going to start with the famous Fats region. In the first round, we saw Louis Anderson up against Meatloaf. Louis advanced.
Yeah, 70% of the vote there.
Yeah, rightfully so. 8-9 was Bartolo Colon and Melissa McCarthy,
72% for Bartolo.
who we may have to go to the committee and
Yeah.
discuss Bartolo slimming down on purpose.
Some sanctions here are going to be coming down on, on Bartolo.
We had the 5 seed Danny McBride up against the 12 seed NIU head coach Thomas Hammock.
It's a damn shame that Thomas Hammock went down the way he did. 81.4% of the vote for Danny McBride.
That's
Yee,
yikes.
boy.
All right. Craig Robinson, the 4 seed up against Brian Baumgartner, who is Kevin from The Office.
Yeah, Craig with the name recognition definitely gets the dub. 59.2% of the vote.
I think that's the issue with Hammock, too. Is a lot of people just don't know
Yeah,
the
true.
name. The 6 seed, Keenan Thompson, with a really tough matchup. The 11 seed, Jack Black.
Yeah, this was the first upset. 60% of the vote went to Jack Black.
Seth Rogen, the 3 seed, won another one against DJ Khaled, the 14.
Yeah, 75.9% of the vote. So maybe not the best music.
No. Fatty McFatterson, the squirrel, up against NBA star person? Player?
Personality.
Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, 58.7% of the vote for Fatty McFatterson. Probably better basketball thoughts, too.
And Zion Williamson, the 2 seed, took down Hank the Tank. This is disappointing.
This was very close. 51.4% of the vote.
Well, this is on us for not talking Hank the Tank enough.
Yeah, it's probably on us.
Yeah, we should have had Hank the Tank updates very, very often. All right, so then in the second round, Louis Anderson took on Bartolo Colon, and no surprise, a favor to the Fats. Bartolo advances.
Yes. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Is this it? Did I scroll too far? Might have scrolled too far on the old. I'm literally scrolling the show Twitter account right now. Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Hold on.
All right. We have the upset here.
Uh-oh.
Bartolo Colon with 59.9% of the vote. Tell me if you've heard this one before. Louis Anderson was taken out earlier than expected.
Oh, Lord. Actually, I don't know if that's true. In real life.
Yeah, that's actually kind of fair.
Danny McBride. I keep pulling on my boob. What am I doing? Okay, Danny McBride in the second round up against Craig Robinson. Craig Robinson with the win.
59.2% of the vote.
Jack Black and Seth Rogen. Jack Black takes the win.
Yes, almost like a Spider-Man meme there. Jack Black, 59.3% of the vote.
Fatty McFatterson and Zion. And Zion Williamson advances to
Another slim victory. The only thing slim about Zion Williamson, 52.3%
Yeah,
of the vote
they got closer as it went on, which means we did this correctly. All right, the fat-speriences region. Are you ready, Rick?
Sure.
Okay. The 1 seed, Insulin, took on the 16 seed Skin Tag Removers, and Insulin won.
Yes, it did, and it was convincing. 76.1% of the vote. The Dan Bernstein analysis of this matchup, ew. When we went over the full 64-team bracket during the midway.
Well, he's not wrong. Okay, now this is we're getting into normies are voting region and don't really understand the struggle. Collar button extenders, the 8 seed up against the 9 seed flip flop, 2 strong contenders, but flip flops won.
Yeah, 56.6% of the vote there. So it was maybe within some striking distance, but I think the normies might have pushed that one over the top.
Alexa, the 5 seed, and the 12 seed Dine-In Movie Theater. The Dine-In Movie Theater with the win.
I was surprised by this one. 60.8% of the vote, so a pretty convincing win, too.
Oh, I heard a woman talking, and there's one of those things I just mentioned in my bathroom. Oh. I just heard a woman say, I don't know that. I'm like, Rick, I'm leaving. There's a ghost in my house. I'm getting out of here.
I'm out.
Okay, the 4 seed. Oh, that creeped me out. Okay, Elastic Belts. The 4 seed up against one of your favorites, the 13 Back Scratchers.
Back Scratchers are great, but they fell with 55.2% of the vote going to the old Elastic Belt.
All right, our favorite combined, the Gold Bond up against Double XLT.
Yes, Gold Bond with a convincing and a very nice 69.5% of the vote.
Nice. Air Fryers, the 3 seed, and Suspenders, the 14 seed. Air Fryers advance easily on this one.
Yes, that one we're not getting a percentage on because I'd have to go to the next day because I forgot to do it on time.
Nice work. The 7, Compression Shorts, and 10, Moving Sidewalk. No surprise. Moving Sidewalk moves on. Everybody loves that.
Yes, 68.6% of the vote there. Pretty convincing.
All right, the 2 now this
is disappointing.
This is y'all.
This may be the new Gold Bond.
I'm unhappy about this, and what it tells me is there are not enough of our listeners on TikTok
or willing to admit they're on TikTok.
Yeah, the 2 seed TikTok loses to the 15 Tide Pens.
That's rough. That's not even like a St. Peter's style 15 seed where when you see it, you're like, that's not really a 15 seed. This is more like Hampton beating Iowa State when they had, what was that, Marcus Pfizer or something like that, where it's like, this Hampton team isn't that good.
I agree.
Yeah. But the funny thing is I was in 2 situations almost immediately after this happened when I was like, how do Tide Pens win where a Tide Pen would have really come in handy?
Yeah, you guys must not, your talks must not be thick enough. I'm sorry.
That's TOCK.
Thank you. Yeah, emphasize the T. All right. Never mind. Okay. Next round, Insulin up against Flip Flops. Easy win for Insulin again.
I was surprised how close this vote was. 52.7%
Oh, I thought it was more than that.
of the vote.
All right, fair enough. Okay. Drive-in movie theaters and Elastic Belts square off. Elastic Belts making a move.
60.5% of the vote.
All right, Gold Bond and Air Fryer. Oh, man, it seems like
a tough matchup for Gold Bond.
Every year, Gold Bond runs into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, 65.5% of the vote to Air Fryer, and I can't even be mad about it because Air Fryers are amazing.
Yeah, I got a feeling about Air Fryers in this one, by the way.
Okay.
All right, Moving Sidewalk versus Tide Pens. Moving Sidewalk.
This was a romp. Yeah. 78.3% of the vote for Moving Sidewalk.
All right. Well, good. I
Okay.
still think TikTok should win the whole thing, but whatever.
I know you think that.
And now to the fat hacks. Yes. It's just great that I have a wife who's like, "Ooh, Jay, did you see this one?" I'm like, "No, I have not."
No,
I
have not.
Thank you very much.
Send to Rick.
yes, it's true. Okay, now we're gonna go to the fat hacks region. I don't know why I did Terry Boy's voice
I was
there.
gonna say.
I don't know. It's fun.
Whatever.
All right. The 1 seed Child as a Snack or Drink Mule, which was one of my favorites of the whole tournament, up against Fat Accessory itself, Old Navy.
Yes. The Child as a Snack / Drink Mule won with 83% of the vote. And that's a horrible 83 by me.
That's an ass whooping. Chips used as a spoon. The 8 seed took on the 9 seed knowing dumpster proximity for hiding your food bags.
Yeah, that one, this was a predicted, even though it's an 8-9, I'm not shocked by the disparity here. Chips is spoon with 88.3% of the vote.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
That's a big one. All right, this one's making some noise too, so to speak. Sex counting as exercise.
Yes.
Up against creating a combo meal. Sex. One can surprise.
Right. 65.8% of the vote. Yeah, I know we didn't quite get there.
All right.
Out of the blue. Can you hear that?
No.
I tried printing a bracket about a good half hour ago.
Nice.
It just printed.
I love it. Dude, I've bitched you about this before. Printers are the worst.
Yes.
They have one job.
Yes.
Oh, can't find printer. Can't find printer on network. Like, what are you talking about? It's been sitting there.
Yes. It
doing
says the
nothing.
Yes, and the Wi-Fi's on.
Of course. They suck. I hate them. All right. Okay. Curbside pickup, the 4 seed, up against stationary dates, meaning I'm not moving. We're just going to watch a movie and chill.
86.3% of the vote for curbside pickup. So there's been a lot of romps here in the first round of this region.
The 6 seed, tailored clothing, took on the 11 seed, subbing fries over a healthy option, and subbing fries obviously moves on.
Yep. The people at I Love Fries are very happy about this, and all of the loyal customers, 67.9% of the vote.
Aisle seat on an airplane, the 3 seed. I saw our guys, Tanny and Shane, had aisle seats on the way home. That's a victory. Up against gummy vitamins. I'm not surprised aisle seat won. What was the differentiation on this one?
I was surprised how much it won by 80.7% of the vote.
Wow. That's crazy. Okay. The 7 seed goal line, Fats is a goal line secret weapon, took on the 10 seed mesh chairs, and goal line secret weapon won.
That surprised me a little bit because mesh chairs are great for everybody, fats and normies alike, but it was close, 52.1% of the vote.
And the 2 seed food rewards apps up against the 15 using bags to hide food. Food reward apps move on.
Yep, 72.5% of the vote in that one.
All right, so then the second round, child as snack or drink mule takes on chips as a spoon, and I'm surprised the chips won this one.
Yes, they did, as I'm definitely not stalling, waiting for the... there we go. Wait, nope, that's the wrong one. Damn it. I'm definitely the furthest thing from smooth. Not that this surprises anybody. Hold on. Wait for it. Okay, there we go.
All right.
Chips as a spoon. I'm smooth. 57.6% of the vote. I was floored by this one.
Good matchup. I guess if I had to sacrifice one, I would sacrifice... I wouldn't actually sacrifice a child, but you know what I mean. Sex as exercise over curbside pickup.
Weren't as close to the magic number there. 57.1% of the vote.
All right. Subbing fries and aisle seat on the plane. Aisle seat advances.
2/3 the vote, 66.7.
Goal line secret weapon and food apps. The apps win this one.
Very nice, 69%.
Nice. All right. The final region, the foods region. The number 1 seed burritos takes down the 16 seed soft pretzels.
It did. Scroll. I actually made this difficult on myself. If I just said, let's do all the first round things first, it would have made it easier on me. But it doesn't make as much sense, and I'm here for the people.
Multiple tabs.
Yes. Well, yeah, there's that too. But there's also internet with multiple tabs and video quality.
Good point.
So... Hold on. I literally spaced.
Burritos and soft pretzels.
Okay, good. I was like, wait, are we on the first part of the last region or we just do the second part? I don't even know. I'm a mess today. Go Bears. Burritos, 81.9% of the vote.
Correctly.
Yes.
Chili, the 8 seed, and the 9 seed fresh McNuggets. The 8 seed chili moves on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how this one was going to go. Very close vote, 51.3% for chili.
All right, pizza rolls, the 5 seed, and Wendy's hot honey chicken sandwich. Pizza rolls wins.
Yep, 63.4% of the vote.
We got to get that sandwich back in next year when more people get to try it.
Mm-hmm.
I promise.
I had another one today.
It'll move on. The 4 seed, butter. Good luck. Up against the 13 seed non-traditional egg rolls. Butter wins.
Non-traditional egg roll, also a tease for later content in this podcast. 84.4% of the vote for butter.
Italian beef, a sudden juggernaut, up against any Jenny's ice cream, the 11. Beef wins.
Yes, and this was the biggest disparity in any first-round matchup. 90.8% of the vote.
Hot damn. All right.
Yeah.
That could win
Contender.
too. I'm saying I'm calling it now beef versus air fryers.
Okay.
Cookie dough, the 3 seed up against Texas toast. Cookie dough wins.
Yes. Very nice. 69.9% of the vote.
The 7 seed pie up against EL fudge cookies. Pie wins.
Just shy, 68.4% of the vote.
All right, queso, the 2 seed, and frozen cocktails, the 15. Queso wins as well.
83.2% of that vote.
And now, in
The scrolling.
the very, very exciting
Got it.
next round of action, burritos took down chili to advance.
Yes, 75.8% of the vote for burritos.
Pizza rolls and butter in the next matchup.
This was a titanic matchup. 53% of the vote to butter.
Wow. Italian beef and cookie dough. Wow, that's a tough one.
This was, you might not be wrong there about Italian beef. 66.6% of the vote over cookie dough.
That is a romp.
Yeah.
All right, and then pie and queso. Queso wins. Queso wins.
58.5% of the vote. Impressive.
Damn. All right, so here's the schedule for the remainder of March Fatness. Remember, if you tweet about March Fatness, use hashtag March Fatness. The Sweaty 16 is today, Monday, March 28th. Voting begins at 11 a.m. Central on the I'm Fat Podcast Twitter account, http://twitter.com/I'mFatPod. Starting Monday, the 28th at 11 a.m. The Elite 8, ATE, starts on Wednesday. The Flabby 4 tips off on Friday. All these votes start at 11 a.m. on the I'm Fat Podcast Twitter. And the championship game to find out who will enter the Onion Ring of Honor 2022 will be Monday. And that's going to run, want to do like a 24-hour game there?
I was going to say, we could do 24 hours for the rest of these.
I like that. Let's do that. Let's give it some run. Let's give it some time to get some votes.
Let it
So
marinate, if you will.
very well done. Good job. All right.
Be here for something other than Twitter scrolling.
No doubt. Rick,
Yes.
I have more good news.
Oh, okay.
It is done.
You got another new job?
The new vehicle has been ordered.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I went to Mazda of Orland Park this week. I went and saw Eric, and I said, I'm ready. This is what I want. So I'm getting myself a 2022 Mazda CX-30
Fancy.
in navy blue. Very excited about it. I almost got a navy blue when I got the CX-5, but back then it had tan interior. But they changed the interior to black with the navy blue car, so I'm going navy blue. So I should get it very, very soon. My wife is calling me, even though she knows I'm podcasting. She's the best. Go visit Eric at Mazda of Orland Park, 8910 West 159th Street in where? Orland Park, right next to the Dunkin' Donuts. And this place called Black Sheep that I need to check out. It's been there forever.
Oh, okay.
Haven't gone. MazdaofOrlandPark.com, 708-444-3200. Join me in Mazda Nation. Get yourself a new Mazda and we can drive out in style. Oh my God. I'm going to text her. I am podcasting now. Please stop calling me.
You could now, although if she's calling, could be something.
Well,
Then you'd feel like a bad guy.
now I feel like a bad guy. Do I call her?
On the
Should I call her
podcast?
live on the podcast and just make sure everything's okay?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh, here, I got a voicemail.
Oh,
It's probably heard us hanging up. All right, I'm going to call her.
okay.
All right.
What could go wrong with
Nothing.
this?
Nothing. Hello? Hi, is everything okay? No, I'm podcasting. Yeah, you forgot, all right. You're live on the podcast right now.
Just my play to get on the podcast.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Bye. Whatever. Anyway,
Okay,
go
so-
buy a Mazda.
Yes.
Eric can't be mad at me for half-assing this week. I just ordered a damn car. Okay.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, so apropos of nothing other than it's on my TV. So I am not an award show person in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, I love award shows.
I've discovered in like, because I was doing a bunch of stuff before we started, just having it on mute is easily the best way to do it, because then you can look up and see, like, because it's all crowd shots. But Summer of Soul just won an Oscar for something.
Oh, cool.
So that makes me happy, because that was, mind you, the only thing that I saw in theaters this year, but it was so good.
Yeah, I keep meaning to see it and I haven't yet. By the way,
You would love it.
of course I would. Of course I would. I know I would. I'm just stupid. Find Troy Kotsur is the actor from the movie Coda.
Okay.
The first deaf man to win an Oscar, and he does the entire speech in sign language, and I was freaking sobbing. It was amazing.
Really?
So find that. It was very, very cool.
Okay.
All right. Now we got some other non-tournament stuff to get to.
Yes.
And Rick, I had a first in my life as a fat.
Congrats on the sex.
Well, I've done that at least once. There is proof of that walking around upstairs. She should be in bed, but she's not.
Are you 100% sure?
No. 99.
Okay.
I had bad mozzarella sticks.
What?
Yeah. The other day, I was between meals.
Okay.
And I needed
So it was like a 15-minute window.
I needed a certain, needed something. So I got a frozen Coke
Okay.
and mozzarella sticks from Burger King.
Burger King.
They were not good. They were real, like, rubbery, and there was zero crisp to the
Ew.
to the, I don't know what you call it, like the breading.
Yeah.
It was just, I mean, look, it's a mozzarella stick. It can only be so bad. It's like saying
Right.
you had bad pizza. Like, it's still, at the end of the day, it's still pizza. It's still decent.
Sure.
But this was a flat out bad mozzarella stick.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
they were dirt cheap. It was like $1.29 for 4 of them. So they're not expensive. So if you ever want to try them, because I've had them before and I don't remember them being
Yeah.
quite that disappointing. But ooh, these
But I mean,
these were
$1.29 for 4 of them is
yeah.
that's pretty bad.
Yeah. And by the way, speaking of breaded things, Wednesday I'm going to Kong Dog. Are you familiar with this place?
I am not
It
familiar.
is like gourmet corn dogs.
Oh.
We're going there after our CHGO show on Wednesday afternoon. The family's
that's
meeting
true,
me
'cause-
downtown.
Yeah, because you got the whole new area to check out.
Yes. So I'll have a full review of that on next week's show. But yeah, the BK mozzarella sticks were really disappointing.
I'm trying to think if I've ever had. I don't think I've ever had their mozzarella sticks, and I'm trying to think if I've ever had ones that are that disappointing, and I just don't know that I have.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to screw up. It really is.
Yeah.
I have, you know what is good there, though, is their little jalapeno bites.
Oh yeah,
Those are
You said
delicious.
that. I don't know why I sounded like the Kool-Aid man right there.
Oh, yeah. I should have gotten those, though, because I don't know. I just like, wow, that sounds good. Like, I just wanted a little something
Yeah.
to go with the frozen Coke. The frozen Coke, by the way, was top notch.
Oh,
I love
of
a good
course.
frozen Coke.
Yes.
And I typically am a fan of Burger King, but these were just disappointing. Maybe it was a bad day. I'll try them again for
Yeah.
show integrity. But yeah, just that's the first, man, where I was like,
Step it up, BK Lounge.
yeah, really step it up. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's still a mozzarella stick, so it's not that bad.
Right.
But it was just like, of the mozzarella sticks I've had, this was by far the worst.
So speaking of the worst, me. I
Good
have
night,
been
everybody.
yeah, right. I've been so bad about getting to places that I've said I want to get to, and I finally did it yesterday, where I went to one of the places like that's around me, Corridor Kitchen and Tap.
Okay.
So this
Want to write it
place,
down for the map?
so this place is like right down the block from me. Like I walked there, walking distance for me, and
So the apartment next door.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. But so I went down there because it was like, okay, Saturday afternoon. I've got nothing going on. I wrote my article. I wasn't going anywhere for a while. And I was avoiding finishing up my taxes because I'm me. So I was like, okay, let's let me finally give this place a try, because I'd seen on their menu, that's the place that I've mentioned before that has different varieties of non-traditional egg rolls. So I was like, all right, let's do this. So it was like a two for, you can choose 2 different varieties, and the different varieties are carnitas, Italian beef, Reuben, and chicken pot pie.
Oh.
Now, they were out of the chicken pot pie ones when I got there. So I was going to go Italian beef and chicken pot pie.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, so I went Italian beef and carnitas.
Yeah.
Dude, I was thinking, because this is like, it's a decent enough bar, but they kind of go for like more of a dive bar-ish feel. And man, they were good.
They looked awesome in the pictures you sent. And Mike is going to post them here on the YouTube.
Really, really good. Like, the egg roll, really crispy, light. The Italian beef one was the Italian beef with just mozzarella and a little bit of hot giardiniera in there too.
Oh, yeah.
And then you get a little bit of au jus to dip that into.
The jus.
A jus. And then with the carnitas, you get like the like green tomatillo sauce to dip it into as well. Like, if I had to choose one, I would choose the Italian beef one over the carnitas, but they're both fantastic.
Was there a cheese in the carnitas one too? Because I feel like you need a binding agent a little bit.
Yeah, I think I have a picture of the menu where it gives the So the carnitas, it has the obviously the meat, then your cilantro, onion, chihuahua cheese, and the tomatillo sauce.
God, that sounds good.
The Italian beef one was the beef, the mozzarella, and the giardiniera. The chicken pot pie one. Oh, I forgot about the Cuban one as well. The chicken pot pie one comes with the chicken, carrots, celery, and gravy. The Cuban comes with the smoked ham, carnitas, Swiss cheese, pickles, and yellow mustard. And the Reuben one comes with the corned beef, Swiss sauerkraut, Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah, keep the
all
Reuben.
And then all in an egg roll.
Yeah, cheese as binding agent. Entry into the 2023 March Fatness.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, that's under Fat Hacks.
Well, that sounds great. I always think of the Del Frisco's Philly cheesesteak egg rolls, which were so great. And I remember Shep used to eat like dozens of them and then nearly lose his bowels in his pants because he ate so many of them.
Right.
But
I also had a good beer there that I had not had yet. Are you a fan of sours?
yes.
Okay. So they actually have a decent amount of sours there, and this was up on their board. Distill Brewery, Destihl. And it was their Wild Sour series, and it was Flanders Red.
Oh, see, I got to get some of that for Micah, our video producer. He is a big sour guy and a big Simpsons guy.
Okay. So it was like a cherry, like a sour cherry type thing.
Oh my God, that sounds good.
It was really, really
spell
good.
Spell the brewery again for me.
Destihl.
Distill.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm calling Butch's Family Liquors by us and saying, hey, do you have this? And if they say no, I say, get some, and I'll be over there. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. And it was just like, so for me, this was a different experience. Going, and mind you, judge me as you must for this.
I will.
Going to the bar by myself and just kind of being there to chill, watch the games on TV, had a conversation or two with the townies that are regulars at 3:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday.
Yes.
But like the bar in and of itself has good beer specials. Like, I think at that point on Saturday they have like a $2 Busch Light. So like, and there's one of the days of the week they have like cheap egg rolls, like a deal on the egg rolls. So I will be going back one of those days, and it's super convenient for me. So if you're around like the downtown Lombard, not by the mall, but like what's considered the historic downtown Lombard, that's a place that you can definitely go, set yourself up, have a beer or two. It seems like they got decent, mixed drinks and junk that they do too. I didn't bother with it, but they got that, and they got really good food.
All right, Corridor Kitchen and Tap, 18 West St. Charles Road in Lombard. I will go to there because that sounds absolutely fantastic. Rick, there's something that has occurred in restaurant culture that I really gained an appreciation for this weekend. I love when you order chicken at a restaurant.
Just in general.
And the waitress will say, would you like it grilled or crispy? Because crispy does not sound as unhealthy as fried.
It's true.
You don't have to.
That's a really good way to
You
go
don't have
about
to
it.
say fried. You don't have to admit you're fat, and for not that you can't tell, but it makes you feel better when you order the crispy versus the fried.
Yes.
I've always just appreciated when waitresses have done that, and it's the first time I really want to call it out on the podcast. It's if you are in the waitress or waiter industry, thank you for choosing a more sensitive word to the fats, something that's a little more politically correct, I would say, and that makes us feel less attacked and more seen. Because I just like crispy chicken.
Right.
I didn't know it was fried. She didn't say fried.
Right.
She said crispy.
Plausible
crispy
deniability is
sounded-
a wonderful thing.
Crispy sounded delightful. So that's what I went with. And what? It's fried? I had no idea.
That is terrible.
I just thought this very healthy grilled chicken would have a crunch to it somehow.
Right, and I don't want people to have to waste chicken, so I'm not going to send it back.
You can't send it back. That's just rude.
At that point,
That's
you
just rude.
You eat what you're given.
I just appreciate crispy chicken. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much. So that happened at Ranalli's,
Okay.
which is a place I've gone to twice now since starting at CHGO. It's what used to be West End on Madison. I fail on the cross streets, but in that like Madison Racine area, like maybe a little bit east or west of that. But first time I went, I got those chicken tenders. I told you they have like the creamy buffalo sauce. This time I got the hot honey sopressata pizza.
Oh
my God.
Oh, yeah.
So sopressata is like somewhere between like prosciutto and pepperoni. Like it's maybe like a fattier pepperoni and a little spicier. So it's whipped ricotta like dolloped on each slice, like a little like bloop, 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 like a Hershey Kiss size blob of ricotta.
Does it sound like that too?
Yes. Bloop, 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 bloop. Roasted tomatoes, basically a salad. Hot honey, but not a ton of it, where it was like sticky and gooey. It was like just as a feature in a sopressata.
Yeah, both of us are very sensitive to that kind of thing of getting our fingers too sticky.
Yeah, most time. But yes, it was absolutely terrific. 2 for 2 on Ranalli's, man. That place is good. I will become a regular at that place.
Nice.
Just based on the experiences I had. And great place to watch a game. Super friendly wait staff. They say crispy, not fried. Tons of TVs. Every seat in there is comfortable. That's a really nice place. So I know West End is a known commodity, but it's now called Ranalli's, and it's got pizza and bar food, and it's absolutely terrific.
Nice.
So I can't recommend it more. Just like I can't recommend I Love Fries more, because we have a long podcast happening right now.
Yes, we
got to
do.
get our reads in. 54 South Villa Avenue in Villa Park. I love Fries. I love looking at their Instagram at I Love Fries HQ. It is my second favorite thing on social media, only to TikTok, which is the king or queen, whatever, of social media. But I Love Fries Instagram is a close second. Yes. And very, very makes me feel similar ways, I will admit. Food porn to the max. And go visit their Instagram page, because you'll really see the concoctions they come up with. And Rick, we need an excuse, man. I don't know what it's going to be, but you and I need an excuse to order those pizza box fries.
Yes.
10 pounds of fries for $39.99. All different sorts of selections on there. It's just fantastic, and everything there is so damn good. And I know if you've never seen or been to I Love Fries, you're like, I've had cheese fries before. Like, what's the big deal?
Not these.
No, this is not. This is a meal within itself. I am 0 for 3 on finishing my entree. That's me. I finish everything.
Congrats.
And I'm 0 for 3 on I Love Fries. That's how much food you get from I Love Fries, and it's
that's
damn
you.
good.
That's you.
That's me. I know.
Yeah, that's a you problem, but it is also a credit to I Love Fries because of how big the portions are.
Enormous portions. And if you're not into that, if you don't want to gorge yourself, they've got the street style where it comes in a little cone and it's much less food. And oh my God, it's so good. They've got Gatorade in a can, which should just get you there anyway, because for some reason Gatorade's better in a can. It's just an awesome place. Go say hi to Sonia and Milan at I Love Fries, 54 South Villa Avenue in Villa Park.
Can I give by the way, with the lack of water and running out of my seltzer water, I have to do the old crack the new one there.
The ASMR section of the podcast is brought to you by
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a Taco Bell update.
Oh,
The Taco Bell by me. So I actually most of the time when I'm driving by it, especially in the morning, like it's too early where it would legitimately, even for a breakfast fast food place, wouldn't be open.
Mm-hmm.
So I never think twice about it. So Saturday, headed out, drive by the Taco Bell. It's about like 7:40 because right when I saw this, I looked at the time. 7:40 at night on a Saturday. You're like, this is gonna be a good night for Taco Bell, right?
Yes.
Closed. Lights out. 7:40 p.m. on a Saturday. Now, mind you, it's not like I was looking for anything there because I know what's up. I know that this Taco Bell is trash. I wasn't feeling Taco Bell that night anyway. But you know what? If someone was,
oh my God,
imagine like that. And that's like the only Taco Bell really when you're working east.
What's the business plan?
Seriously, what's the business?
My God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's frustrating. I'm
That's
frustrated for you.
That's why I haven't had now mind you, this probably means I've gotten like authentic tacos or like, the next step up.
Right.
Like, something else like more often.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's like sometimes you just want to not spend any money and get some form of thing that could be considered Mexican food.
That is aggravating.
Yeah.
I mean, because I will say, we've discussed this before, but very rarely are you saying, I want Mexican food. Should we get Taco Bell or El Señor Margarita or whatever it is by your house, right? Like, you're not making that choice. You're choosing to get Taco Bell. Mm-hmm. Not that or better Mexican. So, Right. And when I will say it's one of those places when you get a taste for it, you really want it. And there's not anywhere that really tastes like Taco Bell.
Right.
So that sucks. I would be very, very mad if that was my Taco Bell.
Yep.
All right.
Step your bleep up, Taco Bell.
Yeah, let's go. Jesus. Getting rid of Mexican pizzas. Now this. Ridiculous. All right. I got to ask you, and
okay.
Micah is listening, our video editor, Micah. Mm-hmm. I very much like Micah's wife, Leah. She's a good friend of ours. Very much one of my favorite people. I've told her that. She's smart. She's funny. She's awesome. I love Leah. But she went up a peg in my book last night. Came home from the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show and walk in, and Leah and Micah are at our dinner table. And there is a box. A large box. I'm doing the yay, like shoebox length of bakery cookies from Orland Bakery.
Oh.
And I'm talking about the little sugar cookies that are like, some have different color sprinkles. Some have little tiny M&Ms. Some have like the dollop of frosting.
Yep, and if you eat them too quick, you're going to start coughing.
Yes,
you need to have a drink with you for those.
I did, and I think I ate half the box.
Nice.
And last night I went to bed, I'm like, ooh, my tummy hurts. And Hope's like, Jay, you ate like a pound of butter cookies. I'm like, oh yeah, that might be.
And that made you sound like an 8-year-old child, apparently.
Yes. Yeah. My tummy. That's how I feel. I did not feel good.
Yeah.
But I woke up this morning and first thing I ate, butter cookie from the bakery.
That's the way to do it.
There's some like little like nutty ones left on the side that I'm just gonna. Someone else can have those.
Yeah.
Give me the more childish the bakery cookie, the more I'm here for it. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I just love the. Seriously, I am like a child. So, but yeah, so Leah, who is already very high in my book, she's married to my good friend Micah, who is truly the love of my life. Micah, he knows it. She moved up
because he doesn't call you during podcasts.
No, he does not. He knows better than that.
That's good.
And with that,
okay,
is it time to ask the fats, or do you got more?
I can save this for next week.
Yeah, we're getting long here.
Yeah,
we're getting long in the tooth, so to speak.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
708-858-3314 is the number to leave us a voicemail. 708-858-3314. And Ask a Fat, as always, is brought to you by our buddy, Charlie the Bacon Guy.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have maple pepper, rosemary pepper, garlic, jalapeno garlic, and I will have the ranch bacon and buffalo bacon ready by the end of the week when I get back from Florida.
Ooh.
Bacon jams, we have the original, the bourbon and the apple butter bacon jam. As always, we have t-shirts, stickers, hockey jerseys, and winter hats. Stylish, but not so useful anymore. Everybody have a great week. Remember to eat tons of bacon and be nice to everybody. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
All right, get yourself some bacon from Charlie the Bacon Guy. Good week to do it. It's been a tough week for Charlie. Charlie was laid off at Schmaltz, and I feel bad for him. It was kind of a not great situation. So if you want to help him out and order some extra bacon, feel free. Send him an email, charliethebaconguy@gmail.com, at Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, and at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. Now,
If I can editorialize for a second, though.
yes.
Don't tell me how to be, Charlie. If I don't want to be nice to people, maybe I won't be nice to people, all right?
I think Charlie's had a week of people not being nice to him, which is why he said it.
That's very true.
Yeah, so if you wanna support Charlie during a tough time, just had a baby, he could use a little extra help. He's not begging, he's doing okay, but hey, if you've been holding off for the right opportunity, order some bacon now. It's gonna be very helpful. I'm gonna place an order for Charlie as well. He is now figuring out the shipping situation, so there'll be a slight pause on that, but he'll have it figured out by the end of the week, and things will be back to normal. But again, at Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, charliethebaconguy@gmail.com, and at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. He's in the Western Burbs, so if you need delivery, he can come to you. If you meet halfway, he'll figure something out to get you your bacon. Don't worry about it. Order away. Don't be scared. And I got to put a word in for that jalapeno. The jalapeno bacon.
Garlic.
Jalapeno garlic is fantastic. I love the ranch bacon as well. Perfect for BLTs. The ranch bacon is ideal for that. You can't go wrong. Support Charlie. Get yourself some awesome bacon. You will not regret it. All right, we got a pair of voicemails here today.
All right.
Again, 708-858-3314 is the number.
Hey, Fats. It's another Jay from Northern Illinois. Couple quick things. One, I was at Popeyes the other day for lunch and saw that they had wild berry beignets on their menu. Highly recommend them. They were fantastic. Don't know if them or the chocolate ones were better. Very close race, but they were fantastic. Two, during this football season, I've had to work north of the Cheddar Curtain a bit, and one of the restaurants near where I worked was Qdoba. So I went in, and they had a sign that said, if you wear green and gold, you get free chips and salsa. And I was thinking to myself, could I possibly degrade myself by wearing green and gold for food?
Yes.
And my answer is no.
Oh, yeah,
I even have standards. So I wonder what your feelings were about that. All right. Enjoy the show.
I will wear a thong for free food.
Especially if it's Qdoba queso. Like they have the best queso of like the main participants there,
Yes.
like your Chipotle, Qdoba, and like a Moe's or whatever. Like they have pretty much like the consensus best queso.
Can we get to what's important though?
Yes.
Wild berry beignets.
Dude.
Oh my God. I'm looking at the picture of this.
Oh, I'm not.
It is basically like jelly stuffed beignets.
Yes.
Oh my God. That looks good.
Because
Yep.
like the
Yep.
chocolate ones were good, but this has a chance to be excellent.
Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, as you always should be, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. My God. Yes. We'll put the picture up for you. Holy
I don't care
moly.
that this is like a fluffed picture or whatever, but like this isn't quite TikTok levels, but I mean,
yeah,
it's not 0% right now. I'll just say that.
Oh my Lord. All right, next voicemail. My God, before it appears on camera.
Hey, Pat. It's Jason from Oshkosh.
Have to zoom
How
in
come
more.
there's never any talk about Hardee's? To me, Hardee's is criminally underrated. I would put the Monster Burger up against any burger from any fast food chain, and I think that it would win. The Frisco Burger is also very good, and their chicken tenders, their hand-breaded chicken tenders, are great. They go as a great side with the Monster Burger. Plus, they have curly fries, regular fries, tons of new items all the time to try. I just never hear you guys talking about it, and not just you guys, but on a national level, food influencers and taste testers hardly ever try Hardee's. I know they have that weird situation with being two different names in two different parts of the country. Love the show. Thanks, guys.
I will tell you why I never talk about Hardee's, because I've never been, because I'm not really near one. However, I have discovered when I heard Jason's email or voicemail earlier, there's one 4 miles from me in South Holland.
Oh, okay.
Which I never go that way because there's just nothing for me that way, except that Soho Sweets, which I've talked about before. But I will make it a point. I will get to Hardee's soon and try it, because that is a hell of a endorsement.
It really is, because like there used to be one, or there used to be more in the area, and then I feel like it didn't catch.
Yeah, there was one in Crestwood that just was there and gone.
Yeah, there was one in West Chicago as well that I know of, at least offhand. And I think it's their marketing, because like I think of them for breakfast. Like I've had Hardee's once, but I was the furthest thing from sober. Like that was my night where in college, totally forgot that we were going to Kent, Ohio, to go watch NIU basketball play, because we were like, we just want to get out of town for a minute. So at like 3 a.m., party at my house, and might have been having conversation with somebody in my room, and I get a call. Hey, we'll be there in 15 minutes to pick you up.
Oh boy.
And it's 3 a.m. on a Saturday night. I am beyond gone. So we stop. I get in the car. That was my night where it's like, I don't know what I packed. And for like basically a day trip, I packed like an entire box of Kicks and like 4 pairs of underwear, 3 pairs of socks. Like I was just like
whatever was close.
It's like throwing stuff in there. And when we stopped for breakfast, we stopped at Hardee's. I had never been to Hardee's. I didn't know how big the biscuits were. So I was like, oh, biscuit. Let me get 6 of them.
Oh, my God.
Because once again, I was still really drunk at this point.
That'll sop it up.
Oh, yeah. I got nowhere near finishing.
I wouldn't think so.
All those biscuits. But I remember they were good, but I literally had biscuits and a drink, and that was it. So I don't know that I have a fair representation.
All right. Well, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try Hardee's.
Yes.
All I think of is they have usually had like women eating cheeseburgers on muscle cars, which is always like a weird ad campaign for me. But whatever.
Yeah, okay.
All right, here we get to the Ask a Fat segment.
Ask a Fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the Fats.
I don't know why that was so formal. And here is the Ask a Fat section.
Right.
Email us, imfatpod@gmail.com. Brought to you by Frato's Culinary Kitchen, home of the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Pizza, and the I'm Fat Grilled Cheese. Oh my God. Go get those. 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. FratosPizza.com and FratosBakery.com. Get some of those Temptations cookies. Holy crap. Those are some of the best cookies I've ever had in my life, and that's not an exaggeration. But you know about the I'm Fat items. We've told you about the mozzarella sticks. Rick, the next thing I'm getting when I go, and you've talked about these a little bit, are the Cajun bites. And I've got my eyes on those. I see they've been on the Frato social media a little bit lately. That is a target item for me. I need to tell me more about those so I can fantasize while you go.
Well, for one thing, it's a giant portion they give you. If you do not have at least 3 people, you're not going to finish that thing. And that's even me saying that. But it is a significant portion. And they've got a good crisp on them. Maybe not crisp, but like a good fry on them.
Yeah, sure. So crispy.
Yes, a good crisp on them. So I appreciate that part, but really fluffy and light on the inside. And you get sauce to dip into as well. So like, and that Cajun flavoring on there, like it's layered in there perfectly to where it's just a satisfying bite. Where like you can have it with the sauce, without the sauce, and you're good either way. It's all personal preference, but they're just so like easily poppable that you'll get through like eating 30 of them, and then you'll be like, it feels like these things are multiplying. How are there still so many of these still on this plate? So just like with everything else, you do not get cheated on portion and just the quality. If you want like a really like pillowy like bite that also can, handle a dip, that's the way to go.
All right, that's it. I'm in. Go get yourself some Cajun bites at Frato's Culinary Kitchen, 628 South Roselle Road. All right, first email here comes from Jeff. He says, I'm new to the podcast, but I'm a longtime fat. Thanks, Jeff. He says, I wanted to follow up on a question you had a couple weeks ago and ask a question of my own. My parents retired to South Carolina several years ago. Turns out you cannot find Plotchman's yellow mustard out there. My dad said Heinz is a ketchup company and French's is for commies. So it was actually a big deal to him. Long story short, I sent him 6 bottles one year for his Father's Day present. But the story made me wonder, if you had Max Mustard Belt, what 3 mustards would you have holstered? For me, it would be Plotchman's for obvious reasons. Bodie's Stone Ground, because it really cleans out the sinuses. And Chili's Honey Mustard Dipping Sauce. Just pour a bottle of that stuff all over me and call me a man salad. Fats forever, Jeff Purcell. Jeff, I hate mustard.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not much help, and I'm basic with mustard. Like for me, it's mostly just whatever yellow mustard I can find.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, but I only need one spot in the old mustard belt, and
it's more of a mustard fanny pack.
Now, if we were doing like barbecue sauce or something, then we can talk for a while.
All right, let's do that. Give me your barbecue sauces, Rick. Give me your top 3.
I mean, Sweet Baby Ray's, just
Classic.
you have to have a Sweet Baby Ray's. There's the, what is it? The like 2 Fat Guys one?
Yep.
2 Fat Guys
It is
brand?
2 Fat Guys, yep.
Like the, whatever the hot one is called, like that's more of like if you think like a Texas sauce, I'm really here for that one.
All right.
And then, like a third, if I wanted to go 3 deep.
It's tough, like, because I feel like my barbecue sauce choices depend on what I'm making.
That's also true.
Yeah.
That's very, very true.
Because, like, the Sweet Baby Ray's is great in terms of, like, having it as a dip or, whatever. But it's not like if I was going to smoke a pork shoulder, I would not use Sweet Baby Ray's for that.
True.
So, yeah, I would go with Sweet Baby Ray's is on there for sure. I know it's like a mass-produced brand, but the famous Dave's Devil's Spit, I really love as a hot one. And then the Lily's Q, which is a Chicago-based, their like vinegar style is just fantastic. Yes. And you know what else is good? You ever have Stubbs?
Yeah.
Stubbs is really good too.
Stubbs is good. Actually, for another one that's like mass-produced and stuff, the Whiskey River barbecue sauce that they have at Red Robin.
Oh yeah,
that's actually very good.
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
Very good.
Yeah. One of my favorite stories in Nashville. There's 2 barbecue places like right on the strip. There's Jack's Barbecue, which is my favorite, and there's Rippy's.
Okay.
And it's like Rippy's like, come try our famous barbecue sauce. I'm like, whatever. So I walk into Rippy's. I think somebody was in my party was using the bathroom, so I was just standing in there, not ordering any food.
Yeah.
And so the waiter comes out. And they're opening the barbecue sauces, and he takes a giant, like, industrial GFS size thing of open pit barbecue sauce and just dumps it into their barbecue sauce thing. Like, wait a minute.
God.
Aren't you saying that your barbecue sauce is this world famous, like, Rippy's barbecue sauce, and it's just open pit?
It's open pit.
What the hell?
Like, of all things, open pits.
Yes. Like the cheapest barbecue sauce you could buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so. Anyway, I don't eat there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. This one's from Matt. That bothers me.
No, I was like angry.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't hype the barbecue side. If you want to hype something and use open pit, just be like, our barbecue is great. But don't talk about your sauce as like the feature.
Yeah, it's like it's world famous. Why? Because everybody knows open pit is crap.
Well, I guess
like that's.
I guess by definition,
whatever.
Open pit is world famous.
All right. Okay. So Matt says, "Hey Fats, not sure if this is a known fat travel hack or not, but I traveled recently, and as a fat does, I claimed my spot in an aisle seat for my departure.
Nice.
As the flight continued on, I inevitably became more uncomfortable until I noticed a fellow fat a few rows ahead of me without an outside armrest. I then found out that there is a mechanism underneath the outside arm that if you flip that switch, you can move that outside armrest up.
Oh.
It gave me a little more freedom with it being a full flight, and I didn't even feel like I was getting squeezed to death between the two armrests. Hope this can be of assistance for future flying fats.
I did not know that, and I can't say I haven't tried to elevate that arm before. I just worry about my pudge now hanging into the aisle.
Yeah, that's another thing where it's like, how much are you willing to sacrifice comfort for convenience of others?
Yep, absolutely.
And
All right.
I'll be getting on a flight in about a month. So
Nice. That's a great tip.
yes.
All right,
it
you
really
gotta
is.
you gotta investigate that for us, Rick.
I will.
All right, now Steve has a great question here.
Okay.
He says, I consider myself a good tipper for good service and a great tipper for great service. Where do you draw the line for tipping? I'm noticing that a lot of places I shop at now ask you on a screen the amount of tip you want to leave, or they have a cup for you to put your tip into. This is where my question comes in. If I'm running in to pick up a donut or something like that, often the cashier will ask me to answer the question on the screen. How much tip? 15, 18, 20%, custom, etc. If I don't tip, I, in essence, have to look that person in the eye and decline. I feel bad sometimes, but if you're just putting something in a bag for me, do I really need to tip you? You're doing your job. Where do you guys draw the line at tipping? Am I a bad person for not always tipping? P.S. Janicki's root beer stands in Bradley Bourbonnais are fantastic. How is it not on the I'm Fat map? That is an oversight. I've been there. It is very good. I will add it, Steve. Thank you. This is a dilemma.
It is.
Because I've talked a lot about Nikki's of Beverly, one of my favorite places. I've been there a bunch recently. And I go order at I get in line, I order in line, and then they call me and I come pick up my food, and it has that tip option. And very often I'm there with like 3 members of my family, so our bill is like $30, $35. Am I supposed to tip 20% for that? I don't think so.
So people can call me a bad guy or whatever, but if it's a pickup situation, unless I'm asking for something out of the ordinary or custom or whatever, a pickup situation, I kind of view that as more closer to like fast food, where it's like it's just a do the job thing. Now, if there's any sort of waiting on me,
yeah,
like that type of thing, like a server or something,
yes,
then I'll tip. But if it's just, hey, I'm getting something to go, I'm just gonna order it right here and wait however long I need to, I'm not tipping that.
Yeah, and I think I will say the tip jar is less is easier to decline for me.
Sure.
Than you have to choose to decline the tip, which is really hard. So what I've been doing in those situations is I'll do custom and I'll do like $2.
Okay.
That way it's something and it's an acknowledgement of like, hey, I know you're busy. Thank you for doing this, but I don't like that. Like I get that it helps out the staff and whatever. I understand, but like I am truly not like
pay your people better.
Well, exactly. And it happened to me when I went to Aurelio's. I ordered takeout pizza, picked up pizza, and it was like, what do you want to tip? And I'm like, I just came here to get it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to.
Now, if we're wrong, if you work in the food industry, please email us and let us know how you feel about this. I'm fatpod@gmail.com, because I just feel like it's a new thing. And if I'm coming to your store, placing my order with you directly, and then you hand me a bag, that should not necessarily require a tip.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, if I'm asking for something out of the ordinary or something extra, to me, then I'll probably end up tipping.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing some odd stuff that's making you go out of your way to do more than the norm for whatever I'm ordering, then I'm probably going to tip. I'm probably going to tip something. But if it's just like kind of standard order, standard operating procedure stuff, I'm probably not going to.
I agree. All right, email us on that, because I'm very curious. We know what Herb Lawrence would say.
Yes.
But I really want to know, like, if you work in a place like that where people order at the window or order at the register, do you expect them to tip? And then what is reasonable? That's my issue in a cab too. Like, what is the traditional? Do you know how to tip a cab driver? I really don't know how.
Not particular. I always just guess. Like I'll always do. So a lot of times, when weather was really bad and there were times I was feeling extra lazy, I would maybe take a cab from Ogilvy to Prudential.
Yeah.
So it's like a little over a mile. And it would end up being like $10. Like the actual fare in and of itself was like maybe $9, right around there. And I would end up giving I would probably end up giving the person like 12.
That's fair. I mean, that's more
Something
than 20%.
like that. Yeah. So I don't know exactly what it is, and I'm sure they don't want to deal with change or anything like that. So I'm like, this seems fair enough. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if you got an answer to that one too, let us know, because I just don't.
Yeah,
it is now
seriously.
easier that there's credit cards.
Yes.
So you can just kind of boop, here's an extra $2 or whatever. But the cash transaction's always tough. I'm like, oh, your ride was 7.
Yeah.
Like, here's a 20. Give me 13 back, or give me 11. I don't know. It's always weird to do. All right, well, we got some hanging fruit that we need you guys to answer for us. Help us out with these things. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. But with that, I think we're going to wrap things up.
Absolutely. So make sure to check out all of our social medias at I'm fatpod, imfatpod@gmail.com. TeePublic, if they didn't have a sale in the last 12 hours, they will in the next 12 hours. It's science. That's the way they work. Also, check out our Patreon. Subscribe to the YouTube page, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe to the podcast feed. Also, rate and review the podcast. And check out our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, I Love Fries, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. And reminder, today, 11 o'clock in the morning, we will start the voting for the Sweaty 16 to make that the Elite 8, ATE. We'll put that for a 24-hour vote, so in case, whatever your schedule is on a given day, you have enough time to be able to make your voice heard.
Yes.
By clicking on Twitter. That's just the way That's just the way the world works right now. So, for Jay, I'm Rick. This is the I'm Fat Podcast.
All right, I think we got a lot accomplished here today.